All right, next objection. I need a new roof. Perfect. When were you planning on getting that done? Now, if they say within a few years, you're going to want to sell them on getting a roof with solar because they're already planning on getting it done. And if not, set the appointment anyways, okay? Because the thing is, we might as well give it a shot and see. Worst case scenario, we can try to just do an extra layer or comp out just in that one section wherever the panels go, and we can still do the job. Even if it's a little bit more expensive to do that, there's certain situations where the roof just won't qualify. There's nothing we can do. But generally, most of the time, there's something we can do and where we can at least still make a little bit of money. Okay. The only reason I don't really try to pitch them on a whole new re-roof if they're not planning on doing it is because now that's going to be, I guess, a value that they don't really value that we could add, but really it's not going to add much value to them because they're not planning on doing it anyways. So if we're going to do a whole re-roof, generally you're going to pitch people who are looking to actually do a re-roof already anyway. So the way you can pitch it is there's two ways. So you can pitch it as part of a PPA, which is what is here in the sheet. And then I'll also teach you how to pitch it as a loan. Now, the loan with the roof can also be a very good option. So for the PPA, yeah, so when were we planning on getting that done? Oh, yeah, next year we're planning on getting our roof fixed. Okay, great. Well, sometimes depending on the home, I can't promise you anything, but we are actually able to help fund the majority, if not all of the roof, and get that done for you. Now, I would just have to check on my end to see if you qualify. And if you do, I'll set you up with a solar expert to get you more information. Would that help? Bro, you're planning on getting a new roof and someone's telling you can get it funded for? Like, why would you not do that? Like, I don't understand. Anyways, so now for a loan. Very effective as well. All right, so you guys are planning on getting a new roof. Of course. Well, let me guys tell you, but before you get your roof, I want to tell you something. Did you know that there's something called a 30% federal tax credit for solar? Now, what that means is that if you go solar, 30% of the total cost of the system is going to be paid for by the federal government as a tax credit. Now, what also is part of the law is that anything that is done as part of the solar that would have to get done would also be covered by the 30% federal tax credit, which could be the roof. So, I've done this before, which I can't guarantee that we can do it with you. That's why I'd have to take a look at your bill first. But if we can get you, I mean, what you could do is we can get you solar and get your roof done. And we can get you a 30% tax credit back, not only on the solar, but also the roof. Dude, this blows people's minds, man. Blows people's minds. And it should be a complete no-brainer. Like, I had a dude who we got his roof was $33,000 for his re-roof, which is crazy. It was a big roof, but $33,000, which is insane. The net cost of his system after the tax credit, which I gave him like a 8 kilowatt system with a battery, this California deal, but the net cost was $45,000, which means after credit, he basically got the system for 15 grand. An 8 kilowatt system for like 15 grand, which is crazy. Which is crazy because like if after the federal tax credit, and that's just like the value that that tax credit provides. So explain that to homeowners. They're going to love it. One or the two. It really just depends on if you're trying to pitch them on a purchase or a PPA. With a PPA, generally, I'll try to build in as much as I can with the PPA. And sometimes it'll also require a small down payment if you can't afford to build it all in. Otherwise, yeah, just build it all into a purchase. And like I said, just tell them they get a 30% tax credit on all of it. So